Welcome to my Love Sober podcast, Inspiration for Alcohol-Free Living. I'm your host, Chris Hartl, certified This Naked Mind coach with any grace and a flight attendant with a big German airline. In this podcast, I would love to explore with you the role of alcohol in our lives and culture without rules, pain or judgment. I would love to inspire, motivate and support you on your journey into an alcohol-free life, listening to real stories from all over the world. I would love to talk to people in German, English and Spanish, and if you would like to be part of this mission, please send me an email to chris@lovesober.de. But now let's start, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello, my guest today is Lucy from Bournemouth in the UK. She's 61 and living completely alcohol-free since 5 years. She's a yoga teacher and one of the most positive women I have met in the last years. She told me that her hobbies include having no time for bullshit. So let's find out what kind of hobbies she likes. Enjoy her story and maybe we can motivate you as well.
It's quite rebellious to give up drinking because it's expected of us to drink. So I found that because I'm quite a rebellious person, I actually quite liked the fact that I was rebelling against the norm and what everyone else did.
Okay, hello, Lucy. I'm very happy to have you here on my Love Sober podcast show tonight. And I'm really proud because you're my first guest from England. And also it's my first podcast I'm doing in English. Yeah, I'm very curious. Let's start with the question, why do you swim in the sea every day? I saw it on Instagram and I think at 6 o'clock in the morning, it's already dark. It's dark still and you're swimming.
Yeah, well, hello first. Hello. And it's nice
Hi.
to speak to you again. I live on the coast in the UK, very close to the beach. I live 10-minute walk from the beach, not even 10 minutes probably. And so obviously that's, I love the beach. That's why I live there. And but I've never swum all year round before. And this year I started swimming in April. So that was when the sea was probably at one of its coldest. March is probably its coldest of the year. And I just found it to be very addictive. And whatever the sea temperature and whatever the wave condition, it's always different every day. So I absolutely love it. And it's a discipline, it's a discipline to get up in the morning and go for a swim. And it's got so many health benefits on, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And also I swim with a bunch of fun people. There's probably 60 in our group, but not 60 turn up every day. So some days it's 10, some days it's 20. So there's always someone there to swim with. And so it's safe. And so there's a little bit of accountability for me to feel that I've got someone down there who's going to be swimming with me. And it is my latest addiction.
I saw it. You were posting. It's a healthy addiction, no? And I think it's perfect. Yeah, it's better than having we can pass to the alcohol addiction, because I think when we met 1 year ago in Instagram, you are also alcohol free since 5 years. That's right?
Oh yes, alcohol free for 5 years.
For 5 years, yeah.
I have to say I wasn't. I was a grey area drinker. Drank regularly. But not very much. 1 or 2 glasses of wine every day for years, I suppose. Mm-hmm. I could easily give up for 3 months, 6 months. And I did that when I became a yoga teacher. I stopped for 6 months and I went away and I stopped for 3 months. But I always came back to drinking because culturally it's something that we do. So I suppose there was that, it was habitual for me, you know, it was part of my going into the evening from the daytime. And it was something that I did with my ex-partner. It's very much something that we did as a couple. Break, you know, at the 6 o'clock, we would always have a drink. And but neither of us drank that much. So it was, I don't know if that would be called an addiction. Maybe it is. Maybe I think it's more of a habit for me. And to be honest, it's easier to abstain than to moderate. So I just found after it wasn't suiting me so well, probably because of hormones, because of menopause. I was my biggest trigger, my biggest driver, I should say, for giving up alcohol was dementia. I was very concerned about dementia.
Okay.
That was not that it's in my family, not that I know much about it, but I do now. I know a lot about it. But I think it was the one thing I thought, you know, if I could prevent going down that route of dementia by not drinking, then that would be such a, you know, a win-win situation for me and for my family.
Of course. And so just one day you said, okay, I'm done with alcohol. And how did you take
well, as I say, like I gave up. So I haven't drunk anything for 5 years, but 5 years previous to that,
yes,
I had times of not drinking. So I would go 3 months, and I would go 6 months. I'd do sober October, I'd do dry January. And I actually felt really good in those times when I wasn't drinking. And I realized that the only reason I was drinking was really because of my partner, and also because of, you know, culturally, that's what we're expected to do.
Yes.
It's just a habit, and it was what everyone did. And when I decided that this was it, I was done. I'd had enough of drinking, due to really, you know, it messing with my sleep. That, you know, I used to get a headache in the morning. I had brain fog, you know, all the normal things. And I was just like, why am I drinking? You know, why am I drinking? And so I stopped, you know, and it was hard because my partner wasn't really that supportive about it, because we didn't drink that much. So I kind of ruined a little bit what we had, if you like, in his eyes.
Yeah, I can understand. Yeah. Well, we stopped together, my partner and me. We stopped the same day, or I stopped 9 days after he stopped. And it changed our relationship totally. And it was also during the lockdown in Germany last year, the whole year. And it was quite difficult. Sometimes I was thinking maybe if we could go through it. And I think now we are both so happy, and we found our way. We drink a lot of tea now in the evening. And he's from London. No, he's half British. So, but the wine habit, we had the habit at night drinking the wine, and this was missing. No, I can talk without wine, but for him it was more complicated because he's quite shy, and without the wine he was not really talking. But now it's totally over for us. We don't think about wine anymore. No. Yeah.
Exactly. I think that's the way, is that for me there was no denial. I wasn't denying myself. It's not like if you compare it to like going on a diet where you won't eat chocolate and you don't eat carbs or whatever, where you're denying yourself. Whereas for me, it wasn't like that with alcohol. I just was in the mindset. I changed my mindset. Exactly. And literally was just like, this is not agreeing with me anymore. It's poisoning my system, and I'm not going to do it. And I think we've all seen that expression. You know, it's quite rebellious to give up drinking because it's expected of us to drink. So I found that because I'm quite a rebellious person, I actually quite liked the fact that I was rebelling against the norm and what everyone else did.
This would be also a question from my side. How do people react when you say, "No, I'm not drinking"? I think you're rebellious, but you're very self-confident with yourself.
Oh yes,
Same,
it makes no difference to me if people drink or they don't drink. You know, I literally don't even notice. You know, there's never any judgment, and I don't try and persuade people or tell people, or you know, I'm not been someone to count the days that I haven't drunk for. I'm not even sure if it's 5 years. You know, it's literally. I think there is a lesson to be learned in getting to a place of indifference.
Yes.
And when you get to a place of indifference where alcohol means nothing to me, I don't like it or hate it, you know, and that's a place of safety. You know, if I was to go on holiday tomorrow and fancy a cocktail, I could very easily have a cocktail, and that wouldn't worry me. It would probably give me a hangover. I mean, there probably wouldn't be any point, because actually I get a hangover from non-alcoholic beer because of all the chemicals and
that's true.
Yeah. So, you know, there's no sense of denial. I know that I'm not missing out. You know, I know what's in alcohol. I read Wikipedia on ethanol. I know it's in rocket fuel. I know it's in paint stripper. I know it's in nail varnish remover. I know it's killing people's brains and their livers and their other organs, making them slow, fatigue, blah, blah, blah. So for me, I know that I'm onto something, you know, much, much better than that.
Yeah. For me also, it's alcohol is small, as Annie Grace says, it's small and irrelevant. I don't care. And I also, if people like to drink, I say nothing, I accept it, and they accept me, because I never have had a bad experience so far that they were criticizing me or telling me like, "Oh, you're boring because I'm drinking alcohol-free wine or something."
Yeah,
no, they really they respect me. We went to a wedding 2 weeks ago, and this was perfect. There were people drinking champagne, and we had alcohol-free wine there. It was a nice occasion. I was dancing. I was having fun. Perfect. Yeah, I don't miss it.
I mean, I am much, much more likely to dance on a table sober now, like I am, than I ever was when I drank. Because when I drank, I was kind of holding myself back, because I'd be like, am I drunk? You know, am I being too loud? Am I being too this? Am I being too that? I'd be questioning myself. Whereas when you're sober, you know that you are just being your authentic self.
Yes.
And so it makes life so much easier as well.
Of course. And I think also with your lifestyle you're having at the now, or since it doesn't fit. I think alcohol doesn't fit with swimming at 6 o'clock in the morning. At 6 o'clock in the morning, when you drank the night before, you're hangover. Maybe you're looking for a coffee. I stopped drinking caffeine because I didn't like it. Suddenly I realized if I'm not so strict with caffeine, if I maybe once a month I drink a coffee, I feel like having a coffee, I drink it. But
yeah, I mean, I've been into hot yoga though, because I've been into Bikram hot yoga for 10 years. I've been a teacher for 10 years.
Yes.
So, I mean, that was really the start of my journey, because you can't drink much when you're doing hot yoga, because you sweat so much. So you become a very, very, very cheap date. You know, you literally, one glass of wine would send me I would be quite drunk on one glass of wine when I was doing yoga anyway. So it had a much bigger effect on me, because I was always detoxing in the hot yoga room. So I didn't have so big, a place to fall kind of thing. And when I gave up, so I was already so interested in nutrition. I was so interested in my yoga, my body, my health, and my health is my priority. And as you know, if you see my Instagram, which I know you have, I'm 61, and
yes.
time is finite. I see the end and is in sight, not in a morbid way, but in a good way. Like I know that health is everything, and health is if I see women of my age around me who don't have good health, and I find that it's frightening. So for me, my health is my priority, and that's why I can get up at 6 and go for a swim and go to the yoga studio and eat properly. It's no big deal for me.
Yeah, it's the same with me. I mean, I'm getting in January 58, so it's only a difference of three years. I feel really younger, but I feel fit. I feel happy. I think it's also very important. I think to have the positivity and to be happy with the things I'm doing. I really love what I'm doing, coaching and flying. And I met so many nice people in the last year, in the last 19 months. It's amazing. It's amazing. The change, what alcohol, quitting alcohol did with me is so inspiring. And I just want to, I want to try to inspire, motivate.
I'm sure you will. I love your posts on Instagram. Your Instagram is
I love yours. I love yours. I really.
But also what you just said there, I have to say that when I gave up drinking, one of the biggest things I noticed was that I laughed more.
Yeah.
I really noticed, because obviously, alcohol is a suppressant.
It's a depressant, yes.
And I was suppressing my laughter. And though I was inwardly laughing, I wasn't, outwardly laughing. So I laugh so much more, and I'm much freer in myself than I ever was when I drank. I mean, I just wish I'd known years ago. I wish I hadn't drunk until I was, 55 or whatever I was.
Yeah. I gave it also up with 56. And what you're saying with laughing on the photos before, I was never laughing, but now I'm laughing. I'm really laughing more. And I also think that alcohol depressed me, and I was lazy. I was doing always sports in the morning, but in the afternoon, of course, with my first wine, then I was getting tired. Yeah, then the day was already over. So now it doesn't matter if it's 10 o'clock. I can take the car, can go everywhere, and or I can work. I
think though, smoking now, I do see a shift in that. Not in our generation. I think that women of our age definitely do drink every day, but a majority. But I think the younger generation coming through don't drink as much as we do.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah,
I think it's going in the same way that smoking went. Like I was brought up with smoking on an airplane,
Yes, me too. I was flying. I was working on the aeroplane, and we were smoking when we did the service. Behind the curtain, we were smoking cigarettes. Yes.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
I started in 1987, and when was it forbidden to smoke on board? I don't remember, but I remember flying as a passenger and working with cigarettes.
So I think alcohol will go in that way, because there's certain countries, America now has said that there is no safe amount of alcohol to be drunk from their cancer charities. Like in England, I think they still say, you can have, a couple of points and a couple of glasses. But in America, they've said there is no safe amount. So I think they are slowly letting the information come out, but they keep it under wraps because taxation and, it's a big revenue one way or another. Alcohol obviously is a huge industry, but I notice now the alcohol-free industry is absolutely booming and growing day by day.
Yeah, it's the same in Germany. Also, they earn a lot of money of the alcohol industry, but the non-alcoholic industry is also really booming, and opening bars also who offer alcohol-free drinks. And I think that's really, I'm experiencing a change in the society.
Yeah,
it's small, step by step. Also in the restaurant, they have better alcohol-free options, and
but it's the women of our age who who are just so stuck in their ways, who still drink every day, a lot of them. But the younger ones, I think, are seeing that it slows them down, it gives them headaches.
Yes, and you're aging, you're aging you're quicker, no? And your skin is not nice. So I think there's so many disadvantages of keeping drinking. And then also I remember when we were talking the first time, you talked about the symptoms of the menopause, no? And then the symptoms are similar to the
very
ones,
similar.
very similar. So whenever I have this friend who always says, yeah, I have the symptoms of the menopause, but she drinks a lot. I told her several times, really, stop drinking try it to stop for 30 days, and then you'll see if your symptoms still continues, then might come from the menopause. But she was not interested, so she
it's very difficult because menopause again is one of those subjects where, you know, women go through this massive change of hormones, you know, and it can take 10 years, as you know, for the hormones to settle and change. And within that time, you know, the symptoms change. And unfortunately, alcohol disrupts your hormones even more. And there are I think there's 47 different symptoms in menopause. But in alcohol, many of them in alcohol are very mirrored. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you can brain fog, you know, hot flashes, fatigue, sleepless nights, weight gain, all those things could be alcohol, and they could be menopause. And there's probably another 5 or 10, you know, exactly the same. So, you know, you're right. You need to. Women who are suffering should really stop drinking and then see where they are with their hormones. But even if they're on HRT, you know, hormone replacement therapy for their menopause, and they're still drinking, well, it's counteracting. So it's kind of like, you know, you won't get the full benefit of the hormone replacement therapy.
Yeah, I'm lucky. So far I had no experience. I have no experience. I had no experience with menopause or with the symptoms. So also now I stopped drinking for 19 months. I'm very open-minded. I'm positive. Maybe it doesn't happen to me. I'm really of a good health. No headaches anymore. When I was drinking, every day, I think I experienced a headache. That was.
Why did we do it?
Yeah, I don't know. I took an aspirin, and then I forgot about it. I took an aspirin as I drink a cup of tea in the morning now.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable, really unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. Yeah. I honestly believe if alcohol was invented now, it would be classified, you know, class A drug. It would not be allowed. It is a drug, you know. There's no, you know. Without being too mean for the people who do carry on drinking, it's just because it's the way we've been coerced into drinking. You know, like every time we celebrate, every time we commiserate, every time we connect, every time we do anything, there's always alcohol.
Yeah, it's also in Germany we have in TV we have the advertisement. We last week there was an advertisement in a magazine, one complete page of a champagne advertised, one complete page, and in the movies and the series, I'm observing so much alcohol or drinking, but as it was. It's normal. It's like if you're drinking Coca-Cola or
it's
anything
mad,
else.
It is mad.
I don't know in England. Do you have advertisement in television still with alcohol?
I don't think we do, but maybe we do. I don't even know. I actually don't know.
Yeah, we have.
I'm not sure if we do or we don't anymore.
We don't.
But it's going. I mean, I'm sure it'll go. And the thing is, with, you know, your clients, you know, it's much better to stop now, you know, to really get on the bandwagon before you have to, you know, and start noticing the benefits. It's never too late to, you know, you don't have to hold yourself hostage to who you were. And I know for most people, a lot of the resistance to giving up alcohol is the partner.
Yeah, this is also, I think this is a little bit complicated. No? If your partner still continues drinking, then you really have to be very focused on your health, that you say, okay, I do it for me, and he can drink. Maybe he doesn't drink in front of her. No, maybe you can.
You have to be very strong. I personally, I did have that problem with my partner, because he was, really didn't want me to give up drinking, and he would literally bring a bottle of champagne over to the sofa.
Yes.
With 2 glasses, and open the champagne, pour out 2 glasses, hand me a glass, and I'd say, I'm not drinking. I've told you I'm not drinking. I don't want to drink. And so he was, not supportive, and he took it personally, like it was about him. It was never about him. It was only about me. But it did, was conflicting, was difficult.
It was difficult. Was it kind of reason for your separation, or
no? Because he actually he gave up as well, but I can't remember when he gave up. But yeah, he gave up as well. I don't know if he drinks now, because obviously I don't.
Okay.
But yeah, so I think he saw, it was no point in drinking on your own. So he did. I think, I know what it was. I know what happened. And I didn't do this on purpose. I bought some alcohol-free beers by mistake for him, for the fridge,
Okay.
And they were alcohol-free. And this was a total error. I had no idea that I'd done that. And he was drinking them, and he didn't realize that they were alcohol-free.
Uh-huh.
And he suddenly said a few days later, God, I've been drinking these alcohol-free beers and I hadn't noticed. So he started to drink alcohol-free beer.
It's also great, yeah.
Because it was because for him it was a habit as well.
Yeah.
So that was quite funny. But yeah, I don't know if he drinks now or not, obviously. But yeah, it was quite hard in the beginning. I had to be so strong and really just put myself first, because if I'd put our relationship first, then I would have
continued.
I would have continued to drink. But I was like, no, this is about me.
Yeah. Yeah, I quoted today from Holly Whittaker's book, Never Question the Decision. I really when I took the decision on the 8th of April, for me the alcohol was, I was done with alcohol. It was really a firm decision. No, I continue alcohol free, and I want to be nice and kind to my body. I only have this one.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, never question the decision. I definitely would never question that decision. But I think it is a mindset. Like, I think I think that's the trouble with some of the, the 12-step programs that people go through, where they're always counting the days, and they're always, there's a sense of loss, there's it's a loss. And I think that was just such a different mindset than I can't imagine how hard that is, to have that sense of loss and reaffirming that every day. Like, it doesn't seems crazy, doesn't it? Whereas when you think of it the opposite way, and you think, wow, what you gain, no? what you gain, I'm so grateful for my life, for my energy, for my health, for my vitality. And so it's, for me, giving up alcohol is a mindset. And that's, when I talk to people about it, it's always same with food.
Exactly. And what you said is a mindset, and I see it, not the loss that I lost alcohol, but what I gained when stopping. No? And also I was reading you are doing the how do you say in English, fast.
Oh, fasting.
I think this is also This is also a kind of of a mindset. I did it for 1 week, for 7 days. I wanted to see how my body was doing, how he was doing the 7 days, and it was such a great experience also. Yeah.
Did you fast? Do the 16 hours and 8
No,
hours?
it was 7 days, nothing. We had just in the morning like a juice, and in the evening we had like a soup, like a kind of soup, but it was in a group, and it was like a sobriety fasten week. So there were 14 women and 1 man. And most of them, they had like a kind of alcohol problem, but a small one, like the gray area drinker, we would say. So we had a lot of workshops. We were talking about the subject, and of course we were detoxicating our body. And for me, it was the first time I did it, and it was so amazing, so amazing. And the lady who did the group, she also stopped drinking 2 years ago, because she said, yeah, it didn't fit with her lifestyle. And no, she made the training to become a fastening teacher. Yeah.
No, I don't fast like that.
Interval, no?
I generally I do intermittent fasting.
Yes.
So it's different from that.
Yeah, but anyway, I think it's also like kind of controlling mindset.
Yeah, I think it's just thinking about, what your body needs and wants. And,
yes,
it's the same with exercise or with, for example, yoga. I teach yoga, as you know, and when a student comes in for the first time and you can say, pick up your right big toe, and people just look around and think, where is that? They can't even think where their body is.
Yes.
And as you sort of get sober and as you eat properly and as you do exercise and yoga, you're so in touch with your whole body as a whole, that you know where it all is. You know everything. You know what you need.
Exactly.
You need to twist your organs and walk and get out in nature, and you get to really know yourself.
I think, Lucy, that's the point. It's like a package. Getting sober, it's like you have to find other things also you like, and it's a package. You pick up yoga. I like running, or I like to be in the nature, in the forest. I like the long walks, tennis. And for another person, meditation is nice, or yoga, whatever helps you to stay alcohol free at the beginning. And then
totally.
you need you have your routines, as you swim in the morning. Of course, you're living close to the sea, would be nice.
But it gives you these things give you the natural high. Yes. And that high is a lot better than the poisonous toxic high, the ethanol.
Yes.
You get from ethanol, whereas a natural high where you're laughing as you walk into the cold sea, and you're shaking all your stress out, and you're freezing, and that's like an unbelievable high.
It is, Lucy. It is. When I did the fastening week, it was close to a lake, and from the sauna we went for a swim in the lake. This was the same high I experienced there. It was amazing, amazing, amazing. No words.
Yeah. No, absolutely. No, I think that the more we can all do that, and things like sea swimming. I mean, most of us in the world, wherever we are in the world, have got some water near us. Even if you don't live by the sea, there are lakes, there are rivers, and even in London, sea swimming is really, really popular now. Like there's reservoirs and there's lakes in the parks. And there's the Lidos are cold. They're not heated in the winter. So people in the UK, and I know this is worldwide as well, are getting out and finding the benefits in the swimming in cold water. It doesn't have to be sea. Yes. In fact, the cold water of the lakes and the rivers is colder than the sea.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know that, but the sea is warmer. than lakes and rivers. I don't know why that would be, but there you go.
Cool. Oh, it's so nice to having you with me. And where can people find you, or if they have some questions?
Well, I'm always on Instagram. You can find me at Tea with Lucy B. That's like tea, the drink. So tea with Lucy B. And so you can always find me there. I'm always, I post most days. I like to encourage women in their 50s and beyond to lead their best lives, which way that turns out to be, whether financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically, with nutrition and alcohol and exercise, and just really putting themselves first and deciding how they want to lead the rest of their lives.
Oh, I love this so much. I will also put the links in the show notes of your Instagram account, so they can contact you if they need some further advice, or you're really experienced in subjects I'm not so experienced, and I really love to have you here tonight.
Thank you for inviting me.
I was really happy.
And we'll speak again soon, I'm sure. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Lucy. Thank you very much for tuning in and listening to my Love Sober podcast. I hope I could inspire, motivate, or support you a bit. My mission is to show you with enthusiasm and love that life without alcohol is so beautiful and that changes are possible. I stopped drinking at the age of 56 and started a podcast at the age of 57. So where do you wait for? Start now. Everything is possible, no matter at what age. If you like to have support or just a chat, have a look on my website lovesober.de or send me an email to chris@lovesober.de. And if you like to be my guest, please write me an email. I also invite you to be part of my private Love Sober Facebook community with people from all over the world. You can find the links in the show notes. If this was kind of fun to you, I invite you to hit subscribe and share this with your friends and family. I would be grateful if you would take a moment to rate and review this podcast, so together we could reach more people who are looking for an alcohol-free life. Thank you so much for being my guest, and I can't wait to see you next Sunday. Bye bye.